I'm in my 30s, and so already know every form of human repugnance. Only a child has anything there to learn. And only a child should come to my play about heaven, how heaven is given 1 year to live as it pleases, and elects to plummet down here and live as a man. This means, of course, a year without open heaven, during which no one, no matter how desperate, lets himself die. People can do that, resolve to remain until such and such date for a christening or IPO or whatever their thing is. But my primary fear about dying is not missing heaven. It is burial beside a hateful tree. They are out there, yes, the high oaks whose limbs have offered themselves for hanging. And I fear that my body will slough itself down to feed one. This is how I have spent my whole life. I have served yearlings to tyrants. I have kept fat each war in this war museum where only a child could hope to learn. Not horses. What I adore is not horses, with their modern domestic lifespan of 25 years. What I adore is a bug that lives only 1 day, especially if it's a terrible day. A day of train derailments, or chemical leak, or cop admits to cover-up. A day when no one thinks of anything else, least of all that bug. I know how it feels, born as I've been into these rotting times, as into sin. Everybody's busy, so distraught they forget to kill me, and even that won't keep me alive. I share my home not with horses, but with a little dog, who sees poorly at dusk and menaces stumps, makes her muscle known to every statue. I wish she could have 1 single day of language, so that I might reassure her, don't be afraid. Our whole world is dead, and so can do you no harm. You look like I feel. That's my favorite insult. You look like I feel. Dirt on my chin, and I wonder, am I already in the ground? Like a toy turned real, I cannot shed the sense that I have died. The German word for heaven's the same as the German word for sky. On hearing a prince was in danger, I prayed for him to thrive, not for his own sake, but for the concubines, sure to end up buried along. To my real face, a man once crowed, I ruined you. And though he did, the joke's on him. He ruined me only for this world, and this world is not long for itself. The earth, that ever-loving but distrustful kin, keeps leaving us just a little pocket money when it dies, never the land. Screams and storms. Our garden grew enormous, not from care, but from neglect. I slept there, covered in bells so I would wake if anything tried to harm me. Of the 2 types of windows known, he threw himself from neither, over and over. A bird clock, he extended his body past the sill, but never dislodged from the structure, chiming on about how he couldn't die if he tried. Who left this lab to me? Viewing a cabbage by microscope, I proceed with only reverence, while for my own body, I feel nothing but pity. It's so naive. It follows me here and there like a lovesick person, fetching my essentials, shoeless on the slate floor in the cold or cramped in a truck for 1,000 miles, and I don't even like it. I wouldn't cry if it died. This next poem is like, I don't like the thing when you have a pet and then they don't have their collar on and everyone's like, oh, they're naked. So it has some references to that. It's called Bath or Escape. After a bath or escape, The dog stands newly without his collar. And everyone coos, "Oh, he's naked," as though he weren't on full display before. This sheer unbrokenness of exposure, he's not the only one. They taught us to say, "Pinch me," at a moment of elation, to ensure we weren't dreaming. But I have never said, "Pinch me," never blurred my luck with a good dream, as I never dream of good things, only battle cries and cavern fights, and me unarmed and snarled in my slips. You know, I have to dress this way. I work for tips. Teacup this. To my young daughter, I sing the songs my mother sang to me. Which is to say, to my young daughter, I sing an eclectic selection of breakup tunes of the 60s and 70s.